Welcome to the Next Level Weekend podcast. Today, we're exploring AI-generated game ads and their impact on mobile UA. AI can create hooks, UGC scripts, avatars, and ad variations fast. But are we making better ads? Or just faster fake ads? Let's break it down. Open TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube today, and your feed is flooded with mobile game ads that look like Hollywood trailers. You see dramatic mafia betrayals, fake influencers, impossible puzzle challenges, and massive zombie outbreaks. But if you actually download the intense prison escape game you just watched, you almost always find a completely unrelated Match 3 puzzle waiting for you. This disconnect is driven by a simple reality. User acquisition, or UA, is a high-stakes speed game. The market is saturated, attention spans are practically zero, and ad creatives fatigue faster than teams can typically produce them. A few years ago, a creative team would spend weeks polishing a handful of gameplay videos, test them slowly, and wait for results. Today, the pace of the market requires dozens of fresh concepts to be tested and optimized every single week. To meet that demand for attention, companies have pivoted away from demonstrating their software. They now target deep-seated human emotions, curiosity, fear of failure, and greed, to force a pause in the scroll. This pressure for volume shifted the mobile game industry away from manual craft and toward industrial mass production, using artificial intelligence to bridge the gap. Looking at this flowchart, we can see the scale of the current workflow. A single script idea instantly fractures into 50 variations, as AI tools generate the synthetic actors, write the voiceovers, and render different visual angles in minutes. The software generates hooks like "only 1% can solve this," or "he made the wrong choice," because those familiar emotional structures trigger a predictable psychological response in the human brain. As those synthesized variations collapse down the funnel, marketers test them against live audiences, immediately discarding the underperforming assets and keeping only the videos that secure a 3-second view. Generating an AI avatar to narrate a fake storyline solves the problem of hijacking attention. However, prioritizing volume over accuracy creates a significant blind spot further down the pipeline. When an AI-generated ad goes viral, it can actually damage the financial viability of the game it's supposed to be promoting. Consider a scenario where a studio uses an AI tool to render a tense courtroom drama and uses it to advertise a simple word game. On this dual-axis graph, that blue line spiking upward is the click-through rate. Because the cinematic drama is engaging, installs are cheap. On paper, the marketing team appears to have a successful campaign. But as the timeline extends, we see the real impact. Users open the app, realize the game is unrelated to the ad, and immediately leave. That red line crashing to zero is day one player retention. Uninstalls pile up instantly. Angry users flood the App Store with negative reviews, complaining about false advertising, and the ad budget spent acquiring those players is lost with no hope of recovery. Winning the initial click is a meaningless metric if the advertising alienates the audience within minutes of installation. Beyond wasted ad spend, relying entirely on unguided AI generation introduces severe external liabilities for a studio. In this safety matrix, the bottom red zone contains the highest legal and platform threats. This is where AI replicates copyrighted movie scenes, clones famous dialogues, or uses the likeness of real influencers without authorization. Even when avoiding copyright issues, unsupervised AI often leaves behind jarring artifacts, synthetic robotic voices, unnatural eye movements, and fabricated gameplay sequences that do not exist in the product. When players feel repeatedly misled by these synthetic elements, it degrades the long-term reputation of the developer and the trust required for future purchases. AI provides a high-speed production engine for creative output, but scaling inaccurate content without human oversight accelerates the erosion of the brand. The studios that successfully navigate this shift have stopped directly copying visual trends. Instead, they reverse engineer the underlying human emotions. This equation illustrates a sustainable method. It combines a trending emotional hook with genuine gameplay proof and an original twist that fits the specific title. If a cinematic betrayal is trending, the studio doesn't rip off a movie scene. They build that tension using the game interface. The enemy has 500 tanks. Defend your base or attack their oil refineries. By ensuring the marketing promise is accurate, player retention remains steady. The studio secures attention at the top of the funnel while maintaining an active player base at the bottom. Aligning the marketing hook with actual game mechanics is a critical requirement for converting a fleeting click into a loyal player. The modern user acquisition team has shifted its focus. While they once prioritized manual video editing, they now operate as a system of high-speed experimentation. New human roles are required to steer the technology. A creative strategist identifies the emotional hook, while a game designer ensures the creative output remains authentic to the product. As we see in this organizational structure, a wide base of automated production tools is managed by an AI operator. They execute a high volume of variations under the strategic guidance of the human leads at the top. Automation is effective at generating captions and iterating on scripts, but it cannot synthesize an understanding of player psychology or the specific nuances of game design. Strategic human insight remains the essential anchor for a successful studio. However, as the industry moves toward industrial-scale production, teams that refuse to integrate these tools will struggle to compete with those who use them to work faster and more precisely. That's it for today's Next Level Weekend podcast. AI can speed up creative production, but real success comes from honest gameplay, strong hooks, player trust, and smart testing. Will AI improve mobile game ads or make them more fake? Share your thoughts and stay tuned.